street from a block. We're flipping a 2 to a 4 ain't an option. I hustle by nipping and nipping. I'm destined to get it. You know that I'm all in. See money be calling. No bricks for piss, no
Hold on.
Face to face, Numanumaye. Face to face, Numanumaye. Face to face, Numanumaye.
I thought that was the start.
No.
All right, and welcome back to 2 Wops, 1 Chop, Take 5.
I'm your boy, John Luigi.
I am Buffon.
Nice.
I am Buff.
You're actually like,
And
why?
welcome back, guys. It's been a 2-week break since our last podcast. You know, there's been a lot of stuff going on, but before we formally start, I like to pay my respects to a fantastic, long-serving player of Italy, the legend himself, ripe like an avocado, Gianluca.
Gianluca.
Gianluigi.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
Someone
Buffon.
get
There goes
this kid off a
respect.
microphone. Someone get this kid off.
I'm
a
gonna pay
microphone.
my respects to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
You know what? I still paid it.
Gianluigi Buffon, GOAT of goalkeepers. All right, European best player of the year.
another
One of the
animal?
first.
Gianluca.
Oh, sorry, Gianluca.
Gianluca over there in Italy. is
Yeah,
like,
some
he's
guy.
next to the canoe right now.
Some guy
He just got his
in Italy. Gianluca, shout out to you, buddy. But for real, let's be real here. Gianluigi Buffon, GOAT, absolute GOAT, retiring at the ripe age of 45, ending it with Parma, his boyhood club. Couldn't go out any better than that. All respects to the lad. And you know what? 2006 will always have you in my heart.
All right. So
I have a question. Hold on. Do you guys like seeing players retire at their boyhood club, or do you think they should just retire wherever?
Boyhood club, buddy.
What do you think, Baldy?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it really matters where they retire. As long as they retire at a good age.
Yeah.
Like where they're still semi-competitive and they're not like complete and utter trash.
Yeah.
Like I don't like to see careers like strung out to a point where it's like they're just a shell of themselves and you're just like you see they're there but it's like not really
Yeah.
them at their potential, you know what I mean? Like they should just hang up the boots
Definitely.
while they still got a little bit left in the tank, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Andrew?
I like seeing it because I like seeing the club that gave you a chance. You know, you go back, retire there, and it's just like you're like paying your respect to the club at the end. Like you don't have to do it, but I just like seeing it. You know, like I've always said, I like to see Ronaldo retire at Sporting just because he started there. But it doesn't make a difference. It's just something, you know. I just like seeing it.
I think it's special for the fans in the end of the day because like realistically, it's pride for them to see like their star player, one of their own, come back at the end of their days to say their final farewell to that club. I think it's the ultimate respect for the club and its fans. You know what? I think for both sides, it's the best thing to do. How to retire. I think it happens in a lot of team sports in the end of the day. Like you can see it in basketball, you can see it in hockey. Like a lot of guys do it just to show that final respect to the club.
Golf.
Sure, if you want to say golf, God. But all for real, like, yep. Shout out once again to Gianluigi, our boy.
No, like performance-wise, like over the years, he was just better overall.
Okay.
Hello? Yeah, you were quite low, so I just had to raise you up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Josh Groban.
Raise you up. Okay, sorry, off topic. But yeah,
We
you were saying.
We just had a moment. here
Yep.
at
No,
the
you were
Rock
saying
Chop
about-
Studio.
I just think that overall Navas was just had the better performance than Cesar over the years. Like Cesar died out a lot.
But you got to say,
because you got to remember, Cesar only came to TFC so he can make the World Cup squad.
Yeah.
That's the only reason
To
he
stay
came to TFC.
fit. It was to stay fit for the World Cup for sure.
Yeah.
That's what he did. And then, but also he still played high levels going to Benfica after TFC, after the World Cup. He went to Benfica.
But I have to put Keylor Navas over
Yeah, Keylor Navas takes it over.
or Julio Cesar. And you gotta say he's one of the most like underrated goalies. Of all time.
Yeah. Would you guys add like Dita into that in that?
Okay, but Dita's way older,
Not
buddy.
the
You're going 20th
21st
century there. Like,
Yeah, is he like more 90s guy?
yeah, Dita's way old.
I remember like that early 2000s AC Milan squad was friggin' phenomenal. So just watching Dida on that team was
Yeah, but you
good
guys
too.
said 21st. That's why.
Yeah.
You remember him in early 2000s?
Buddy, that 2005 AC Milan squad was friggin' phenomenal.
At 7 years old, you remember that?
Buddy, I'm telling you, the first clubs that I started watching were AC Milan and Man U.
You don't even remember what you did yesterday.
Okay, you want to know
Oh,
what I
wait,
did
wait,
yesterday?
I have an
I'll
actual.
tell you what I did yesterday, okay?
I don't
I'll
want to
tell you
hear
what I
this.
did.
Nobody
You
wants to
don't
hear this.
wanna
Pause. Nobody wants to hear this. I have a question though. This is a throwback. Your first FIFA, because back then in career mode, you couldn't start with whatever team you wanted. You'd have to start with some
Yeah.
bottom tier team. What was it?
So I'll tell you my very first FIFA, and you guys definitely didn't play it. FIFA 1998 on the PC.
There isn't even a career mode, buddy.
I don't give a hell if it's career
I
mode.
said the first FIFA with career mode that you
Oh,
played. What
okay.
team did you pick?
It's probably FIFA 10 or FIFA 8 or something like that. I don't even remember. It's probably like an English Premier League side. It was probably Man U. It was either Man U or
Oh, you
or
could
AC.
start. When I started, it was FIFA 5, so I had to start with Scunthorpe United.
Ooh, what?
You had to start low.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I don't even think I played career mode back then. I never
Oh.
played. I'm not really a career mode player.
No, but well, what else was there to play?
Yeah,
back
there was
then?
nothing.
I just
would
played
play
like
for fun.
regular, like head to head.
Against who?
What are you, a psychopath?
My friends.
This guy's playing against the computer all day, just head to head. One match, that's it. No
That's
point.
it.
That's all I needed, baby. Played Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, buddy, are we talking nostalgic games out here? No, we can't. We're a soccer podcast. Let's keep it to as is. But I don't know if you guys, like you said, I guess you guys are putting Kayla. Are you guys putting Kayla in your top 3 or?
Of the 21st century,
Yeah.
21st is hard because I'm trying to remember.
Well,
When I'm looking 21st, I'm going 2010 to 2020. You know,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
so. It's
So if you're looking at that time, you got to put, as good
Okay.
as Buffon is, you got to put Keylor Navas above Buffon in the from 2010 and up.
Yeah. Okay. If we're looking 2010
For all
and
his,
up,
for all he's done.
if you're looking 2010 and up, then for sure. Then
Okay, if you're looking at 2000s and up, who do you have? Maybe that's better to capture the
2000,
legacy of Buffon.
if we're saying
2000?
2000 to 2020,
Let's go
hold,
top
hold,
three.
Let me go this for. I got Dida. I got Czech.
Oh, Petr Cech,
Petr Cech was
the
class.
helmet man.
And I got Buffon for the 2000s. I don't think Buffon makes the 21st. There's somebody I'm forgetting
Well, you didn't even add Casillas into that list, did you?
because Casillas takes he takes it like 21st.
Yeah, I
He just-
guess. Yeah.
I'm,
yeah.
But I'm saying from 2000s till now,
Yeah.
what was your top 3?
Oh, 2000s till now, top 3. Casillas is my favorite goalie of all time. Does Dida count? He was only like 5 years. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he was like 5-6 years, but up to you. You could add him, but up to you.
Yeah, I'm going Casillas, Neuer, and Dida.
Okay, fair enough. No Buffon in that top 3.
No,
How dare you,
I'm Portuguese.
buddy? I'll be realistic here. I'm putting Casillas, Buffon, and Neuer. Top 3. I know I already said it, but yeah.
I'm doing Casillas, Buffon, and a top favorite of mine, Petr Cech, the helmet man.
I'm telling you right now, if I
Really?
didn't mention Petr Cech,
I know,
I
you
wouldn't
gotta
even
complete-
remembered.
I think one we're actually forgetting, and like he doesn't get like that the credit he deserves.
I mean, there's a lot of good goalies.
Is like David De Gea. David De Gea was a solid player, solid goalie for the past decade.
He is a very solid goalie, but he makes
He's not
very
better
easy
than
mistakes
any of the
very
Yeah.
often. That's why he isn't considered that.
No, and I get it, but like his stats add up to being a top 3, at least a top 5 goalie of this past decade. This past decade at least.
I don't know. I don't put him in like my top 5.
Fair enough. A lot of people,
I think the one thing that kills him is his lack of ball playing ability out the back.
but that's a new day type thing. A lot of like back in the like 2000s, 2010s, before it became like Pep ball-
2000s is a long time ago.
I know,
But the play style was
the
completely
Yeah,
different.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
why.
play style is a lot different. So like obviously the play style has completely changed nowadays, and a lot of teams play out the back. But some goalies still have that traditional way to play. Is and your job is to save the ball. It's not to play.
And he can't even do that.
Wow, come on.
What do you guys prefer, the old way style of playing or the newer style?
I don't know. Like if I'm gonna be honest with you, it's kind of like a cop out way, but I prefer something in the middle. Like I don't want a guy who can't play out the back who you can't pass to, but I don't want a guy who screws around in the back and passes it, loses the ball. Like that's for me too dangerous.
Yeah.
So I like a guy that can like has like decent distribution per se. He doesn't have to be like an Ederson where he's passing the ball and how Brighton plays out the back where you literally have the striker chasing him down and he passes it last second. Like I want someone kind of like in between. That's what I kind of was saying with De Gea, where his distribution, even passing out the back, like I'm talking about long balls, that's even poor by his standards or by the standards of other keepers.
Fair enough.
But not just goalkeepers in general. I mean, the actual style of play, the way teams play.
That's
like, do you find that back in the day it was better?
Me personally, I think so.
I like teams just going at it.
Yeah.
I don't like the slow
Dude, back
build-up.
in the day, it was like anyone could really score. Like at any moment of the game, anyone could score a goal.
Yeah.
Like these days, it's too predictable to be like, okay, this team's gonna dominate the game, and they're gonna run away with it.
Because realistically, you look at a game now, you see if Man City scores an early goal,
Yeah.
they're just gonna hold the game.
Exactly.
You're done. Back in the day, it was just counter.
Yeah. Oh, it
going at
was high tempo football. Like back in the day, where it's like, it wasn't purely just let's play at a high IQ level. It was like, you had raw talent, guys that I'm dribbling past 5 guys trying to make that next pass. I'm not playing 1-2 tiki taka whatever. I'm like it's high excitement, unpredictability. I think that's what brought people a lot into the sport itself. So I don't know. I think this day and age football, I still love it, but it's too like
slow.
Too slow.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna lie, I grew up kind of watching that prime Real Madrid era where like Ronaldo was in his prime and they played that fast counterattacking football. People taking people off the dribble. You lose the ball, they can turn it over in 3 seconds.
Yep.
Bombing down the wing, wingers, strikers, the midfielders orchestrating the midfield, lobbing the balls to them, having that high pace like play. You know what I mean? Like there's like a sense of urgency to the game, and you know what I mean? Like that's influenced my love of the game.
For sure.
Like even something as like miscellaneous as like playing FIFA, that's how I like to play my FIFA. I like to like get the ball and push the pace. Like I like to play that counterattacking football. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to see that tiki-taka, passing it around the back, working out all the passes. Like I'm like, I want to win back the ball and I want to push it up as fast as I can and try to score those goals.
No, exactly.
And,
I get it.
And you know what? I think that the modern style of play has been dictated a lot by the success of like those teams like the Spanish national team or like the Pep Barcelona era where they had those dominating styles of play and teams really realized like, oh, this is maybe a better way to play.
Well, realistically, like I think like the way to look at it is the two types of teams that dominated like in the past like 2 decades were teams with like high intensity, high talent players that could dribble past many players and just run with the ball, or a team that played tiki-taka because a lot of teams couldn't defend against it nor knew how to play that style.
Yeah.
So you were either Barcelona, Real Madrid, or like a Chelsea or a Man U. Those were the teams that played an explosive style or a tiki-taka style. Like, not many teams were able to play that way. A lot of teams just played, hey, we got our guys, let's just play the way we do.
Yeah, so basically it's like you either had like that passing style play, you had a counterattacking, or you were like a bruiser kind of play.
Exactly.
Like you had like more like a tough approach.
And that's why the Premier League is known past 20 years to play that way of grit.
Yeah.
Unless you're like those top 3 teams of having like a Robben, a Ronaldo, or like something like that, you're playing a gritty football match, physical match.
No, 100%. And like you can see the influence that the tiki-taka has had on so many teams. So many teams have adopted that style of play, and like they've gotten really good at it.
Oh, of course. A lot of teams, they'll literally rebuild their whole squad. Look at Man City. They've literally in the past 5 years, they've rebuilt their whole entire squad to be able to play possession style, hold up play, everything like that. They've got rid of like their legend of a goalie in Joe Hart because literally he couldn't play a ball out of the box. Like, buddy, sacrifices were made, and hey, how many titles have they won? How many, like, they won a Champions League?
Yeah.
The success is there.
I think that's why like I'm more attracted to like watching like a Liverpool play the game because they have that explosive counter-attacking style. Like they loft the ball up. They have that quick passing and they look to score a lot of goals. So they're like very volatile in a sense, but it's really entertaining to watch.
For sure. But yeah, I think moving on to another topic, I think we should talk about like something fresh, something new going on. The transfers we haven't talked about in the past 2 weeks since we've been gone. What have you guys been seeing lately?
So I'll bring up a couple we had discussed before. So one of them was Moussa Diaby going from Bayern Leverkusen to Aston Villa for 55 million euros.
Andrew, what do you think about that one, buddy?
I love Diaby. He's so fast. Aston Villa is a good squad for him. I would have preferred to see him go somewhere else, like Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not bad for him. But I just feel like Aston Villa doesn't have enough support or like a good finisher for him. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Because Diaby, he has no weak foot, so
Yeah.
he's gonna get in the box. He's gonna look for the pass, or he's just taking it. And-
Unless like Ollie Watkins is solid this year, but who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to counter that opinion because I think it's a good move for Diaby. Because Aston Villa last season, from the I think Ryan's mentioned this before, from the second half onwards, like
Ever since Unai Emery
joined, not many teams have gotten more points than Aston Villa.
Yeah, they were. If the season started in January, they would have been first place.
Yeah, so they've obviously become they've actually taken a lot of form from Unai Emery, and he's obviously had a big impact with his style of play that he's brought in.
Yep.
So I think that if they continue that form and with like explosive, exciting players like Diaby with that kind of talent, I think it's a very exciting move for Aston Villa, and I'm excited to see where they can take the challenges next season to the big teams.
No. Honestly, I think it's a standout signing for them.
Yeah.
I think it shows that they're willing to splash the cash, challenge for more than just like top 10 finish. They want to be a top 5 team in this league. And I think for the second half of the season, like we said already, they showed that they could play in that top 5 level. Like the Premier League this year is going to be challenging. You have to make those signings this year. And that's why a few teams that I've seen sell a lot of players and not sign anyone is pretty that it's pretty
West
bad.
Ham.
Yeah, to bring it up. But yeah, no, exactly. You get rid of your star player in Declan Rice, and who have you signed? You know what I mean?
The transfer window is not over, so let's just move on to another one. We have another big one is Andre Onana from Inter to Manchester United for 52.5 million euros.
I'm not gonna lie, the price tag's good on that one, but
That's a pretty big sum of money, no? 52 million.
But look at how much everyone's going for right now. So it's not that bad because Onana he's not a bad goalie.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the greatest goalie. He does he plays too much with the ball in my opinion.
Yeah,
he's one of those keepers. He's very risky.
Earlier, right?
He likes to play around.
Yeah.
He likes to fake out the defenders. I think it'll be a good move for United, but I take David De Gea over him. But it's just hard, man. Like this one, I just prefer De Gea over Onana in this situation. Okay. But I understand David De Gea is getting old.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think they did David De Gea dirty?
Yes,
100%.
100%. He didn't even get a proper sending off.
Yeah,
nothing.
100%.
It was just disrespectful, in my opinion.
Let's be real here. I know, it's a weird one, but he won Golden Glove in the Premier League last year, David De Gea, and to get basically kicked out of your long time club like that is just an absolute joke. And I don't think any player of stature of
I think that's the direction Man United's heading. They have a more cutthroat approach to the way they're approaching their business ever since Ten Hag joined. Maybe that's his
he has no problem
managerial style. I don't know how that's going to affect maybe their ability to sign players in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that would you know what, let's talk about that. If you're a player and you see the way they're treating club legends like De Gea or Ronaldo, I guess Ronaldo's is a unique situation, but let's just say De Gea in this specific reference. If you're a player, are you gonna go to a place like Manchester United knowing that if you're a club legend, they'll just push you off to the side and move you on, not even give you a lower, even though because I've heard, I don't know if this is a rumor or not, but he did take a massive wage cut and he was gonna sign the contract, but it fell through somehow, and I don't think. Something tells me it wasn't De Gea's fault why that fell through.
No, definitely not. And I think he was still hoping to have that starting role because
or even fight for it, right?
yeah, at least have a challenge for that starting role. But you know, I think Man United putting all their hope and everything into Onana is a little risky. At least give it to be like the first half of the season. But you still have that. You have a lot of competitions you're in with the Premier League sides, being top Premier League sides. You have European competition. You have FA Cup. You have the Supporters Shield. You have all these competitions.
If he gets
put-
injured, it's a liability.
To put all these these guys to the test, to put both of them to the test. And I think them just giving up on De Gea like that was just like, you know, like a shot to the foot, like to him. And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just done dirty on their end. But also, like, in the end of the day, I think
They needed
the sport itself,
has moved past
it has
in a sense.
moved in a sense where screw about being a club legend. This is a business. It's camaraderie. You know, like it's.
I know, but at the end of the day, it's like if he's gonna re-sign the contract at a lower wage,
Yeah.
like, you know, I think you could just sign him and let him fight for his spot. Like, don't just move past him. Like, he's been the top goalie for your club for so many years. And remember when he was really good and Real Madrid wanted him and they didn't let him go?
Oh, for sure. That was literally like 2 years ago or something. The fax machine didn't work.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Fax machine.
Like, which is absolutely insane.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think you have to put a little bit more respect on his name and give him that opportunity. Like, sure, I know he was on astronomical wages for a goalie, but he, like you said, he did win the Golden Glove a season ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's still a good keeper. Let him fight for the spot. What do you think, Andrew?
I agree, man. Like, even if you go back to the year before that, when it was basically that season, it was basically just Ronaldo and De Gea. If you really look at it, no one else was performing.
100%.
De Gea saved the club game in and game out, and
Yep.
I just don't understand why they would do it in this situation. It just bothers me because it's like, if you're gonna get rid of him, at least give him a proper sending off, not just the way you did it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
agree with you.
completely agree. In the end of the day, too, like giving him that half season, I guess, like, if he's playing good in those matches they put him in,
Yeah.
that raises his value still as a goalie.
Yeah.
Goalies could play forever. Like look at Buffon, for instance. Like, these guys could play forever. And, you know, like, even though, like, he might be still, like, on high wage or something like that, you could go sell him in January. Hey, you could just say to him, you know what, we're going to take Onana over you for the rest of the season. And you know what? I think it's best if you either go on loan or we sell you. You know, and if De Gea is like a man of the club, he'll see it as, okay, it's good for the club to make money, save some money on me, and I move on, be a starting goalie for someone else in Europe. I can still be a top goalie for any club in Europe. Let's be real here.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, let's be real. Any club in Europe, besides maybe like PSG and like a couple other clubs,
Yeah.
are not going to be taking him, but like he'll still be a starting goalie in European competition.
Yeah, the thing is too is like with this situation, I think it puts David De Gea in like an awkward spot where he's gonna have trouble finding like a top club for him to go to, because I think he will have to move. Like, this is where I think he would probably end up going. I think he's gonna go back to Spain and play for like a mid-table club, or he's gonna go to Saudi and take the cash. What do you guys think?
Or a Prem rival.
That'd be absolutely nuts, to be honest. That
But-
would be crazy.
Where do you think he'd go? Because I think a lot of the teams have like a pretty decent goalie.
Spurs need a goalie.
Oh, buddy.
Didn't they sign the young Italian guy?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Golini or something like that. I think they're going to give him a chance, but who knows?
I know Brighton just lost their goalie, but they have, I think, Jason Steele as a backup.
That guy was a championship goalie for his whole damn career.
I know, but towards the end of the season, they benched him, and
Yeah, that's right.
he was playing, and I watched a couple of games. The guy's pretty darn good, like with his ability. He kind of impressed me with his ability to play out the back too. Like his passing was really, really good. Like, I have to say.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can keep that form. Obviously, Premier League's a long season, but from what I've seen from him, he kind of impressed me. But let's move on to another one. I'm curious to see Andrew's take on this because I hadn't talked with him about this. So Mateus Cunha goes from Atletico Madrid to Wolves for 50 million euros.
I found that pretty crazy.
And I think it's a really weird signing for Wolves because he was on loan last season, and I don't think he played particularly well. Andrew, what do you think?
You know, when you're talking about the Wolves, what they do transfer wise now makes absolutely no sense.
Oh yeah.
Their transfers in the last 3 years have made no sense to me because I don't understand what they're doing
Yeah.
and what they're trying to do. Because they had that really good season where they signed basically Portugal 2.0, and I think they finished 8th.
Yeah.
And then Nuno ended up leaving. And then after that, I don't know who came in, but everything just fell to shit. Their signings became just ridiculous. Like, I don't understand what they're doing with the club, and I would never pay that much for Mateus. Because look, Diaby was the same price.
Yeah.
Diaby would have fit way better on that team than
yeah.
Mateus.
For sure. And do you think it's because, like, I know they had a lucrative relationship with George Mendes, right? So do you think that maybe somewhere along the lines their relationship soured and now they don't have that same relationship with him, so they don't have that ability to sign those kind of like gem Portuguese guys like they were doing a couple of seasons ago, like you mentioned?
That could be a factor in it, but it just doesn't explain with, like, if you look at the Wolves, what do you think they're trying to achieve right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I really don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
I think that was like a shot in the dark type of transfer there. Lately, like Andrew said, like what Wolves has been doing has been weird and random with their signing methods and everything like that. Like bringing a guy like Diego Costa back to the club, back to the Prem at his age.
What did he do this season? Nothing.
That was just a weird one. I know they needed a striker with Raul not being on the same form as he once was.
Yeah.
But let's be real here. There was a lot of other options you could have gone for in Europe.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. I agree with Andrew like 100%. I think it's a terrible signing for the amount they paid for him.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
not
much
like
better. You could have got like just some youngster. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And it's not like they just, you know what I mean? They just got him out of the blue and they're taking a shot from him directly from Atletico Madrid. No, they had that season to see what he was capable of, and maybe they see that potential. But personally, he had a year at the club, and for 50 million, I think you can get a lot of quality signings for that kind of fee.
But you could basically get Joao Felix for that amount of money.
No,
No,
not for
he's-
50
he's
million.
more.
I know,
wants
but
more
like,
for him.
I don't know what it was if they did, but like realistically, like you're spending 50 million on Mateus Cunha, who you already had for a season or
for
half
sure.
a season, and what did he do? He did nothing. But you guys know we've spoken about it in the past. Being able to play in the Premier League is tough.
No, for sure. It's
you know-
one. It has to be the hands down the toughest league in the world to play in.
adapt to and play in.
Even to play in, like
Yeah.
the physicality is unrivaled in
yeah.
that league.
100%. And you know, like a player like Mateus Cunha is not gonna thrive in this league, like we saw last season. Like maybe, hey, he makes us eat our words and has an outstanding season. But let's be real, you already took that chance with him on loan last season, and for what he gave you in production, I don't think
It wasn't worth
that doesn't value to 50 million.
There was no ROI with that.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
definitely not.
nothing.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's see where Mateus takes us this next season. Maybe he makes us eat our words. Maybe at the end of the season we'll be saying, "I told you so."
Let's see if someone takes him on their fantasy.
All right, next up, this is a weird signing for me, and I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about it. Wilfred Zaha going from Crystal Palace to Galatasaray on a free.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
It's just random.
That's
Yeah.
so, that's,
It was
that one so
really random.
Yeah.
Like I see him fitting in there.
for sure.
You know what I mean? But it was just such a random move.
Yeah.
I know.
Let's be real. I think everyone saw him leaving Crystal Palace, but to leave Crystal Palace and go to Turkey at your prime age, and you're still
Imagine Zaha and Brentford with Mbuemo and
that, that's
that would
that's
be a
what I'm
crazy
saying,
move.
man. Like
but-
that's
yeah, I know.
like it's just
It was
a
just
weird
random.
one. Like credit to Galatasaray being able to sign a player like of his magnitude, because let's be real,
He's a class player.
he's a class player, and you know what? And they made some other crazy signings too. Shout out to the Turkish league. Shout out to Galatasaray. But I don't know, like just in general, that was a weird signing. They got him on a free, sure, but they're probably paying him like crazy on wages. But hey, you know, Galatasaray is trying to make a run in the Champions League this year. See if he is a proven factor for them to take them a little further. They got Mauro Icardi now too. They signed him on a full transfer, not a loan anymore.
Okay, but he's just like a laundering money scheme. that
I-
guy.
honestly,
I
he's
don't
like
want-
another Alvaro Morata freaking money laundering scheme.
Yeah, but it honestly it was a really strange signing for me because if anything, I thought that like Zaha was gonna go to like Saudi and take the cash,
No, I saw him saying it.
and because you know what, like no disrespect to the Turkish league, but if I'm gonna take a step down from the Prem, because I think he could have gone to other clubs in the Premier League, I would have gone to Saudi Arabia and took the money if I'm gonna go step down and go to the Turkish league. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way the
Yeah.
the way the Saudi league is growing now.
Yeah, and he's gonna get a fat
Buddy, let's
payday,
be real.
unrivaled pay.
Let's be real. It's probably gonna be more competitive than the Turkish league.
Yeah. 100%.
Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Turkish
get
league,
paid.
you don't have much. You have
Galatasaray,
Galatasaray,
Besiktas.
Fenerbahce, Besiktas.
Yeah.
That's the only three teams you
Exactly.
really have.
And you know what? You have to give the Saudi league kudos because they've actually done a lot to make several teams competitive.
Yeah.
So it's just not like, okay, Al Nassr has Ronaldo, they're going to win everything. Now it's like, oh, you have Benzema.
It's balanced.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
The whole league's not balanced, but there's like 4 or 5 teams
Yeah.
that can compete for that league. So it's not going to be a one-horse race. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So it's
I agree.
actually like
Yeah.
entertaining to watch or to follow at least.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned that, let me give you a little speed run, like not too in depth.
Mhm.
I'm gonna name the player in Saudi. Just tell me if you think he was too young. Like if it was a good move for him.
I know who you're gonna say.
I have a few that like they just bother me. I'm gonna start with Mahrez.
Okay, this is my thoughts on Mahrez. He's not getting any PT at he has like that rotational role at
Yeah.
Man City right now, and I think he's in his late 20s or is he in his early
Probably
30s?
like early 30s.
Whatever. He's around that age, so it's like right now, if I'm thinking from his perspective, he just won the treble.
Just take the cash.
Just take the cash, and you know what? You're gonna get a lot of exposure playing in the Saudi league, probably more than he would playing for Man City as a rotational player.
Well, either way, like I think he was coming on every single game basically for Man City for like Bernardo Silva or something.
Yeah.
like that. He was still getting on every single game. Obviously, he's not getting the full PT that he potentially could play to, but saying that like he's not gonna play, like he's not gonna get the same exposure,
Mm-hmm.
like that's a little bit of a long shot because Man City is Man City, top 3
for
team
sure.
in the world. But no, in the end of the day, he's in his prime, maybe a little bit past his prime.
Yeah, so I think it's decent for him. It's not too bad. He
massive
could have
money.
played
Yeah.
it at a better
Well,
club.
he still could have played.
But you know what? I think it's a really good place for him. He's gonna and I'm telling you right now, next year the Saudi league is gonna get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
100%.
So he probably will get like more sponsorship opportunities
Yeah.
playing in the Saudi league. I think.
Mm-hmm.
And let me put a final comment on this. I'm gonna put a reference to a future video that we're looking to put out. I think that Man City losing these rotational players like Gundogan and Mahrez is gonna come back to bite them next season. But I'll leave it at that, and I'll leave that for
It could.
another episode.
But they have other plans. You know, like you can't just doubt Pep. You know, like there's somebody's coming.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll leave this for a different episode. But continue. Who else do you think went there?
Yeah,
You know.
give me like a little like speed yes or no because there's a few.
Yeah.
Did
We'll
you
do a
see?
speed run.
Did you see Mane coming? Like
Mane, okay, this is my thoughts on Mane. He got that big move from Liverpool to Bayern Munich.
mhm.
It was a complete and utter failure of like a season for him at Bayern Munich. I know they won the league barely, and they've won that league for I don't even know how many seasons in a row. So like it didn't go the way he planned, and like I said, the same thing goes to Mahrez. I think he's just past his prime now. He's still really good. He still has a lot to offer. And playing in a team with Ronaldo, you're going to get all those opportunities, sponsorship
For sure.
opportunities, so much more attention than you would at Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Like, I know Bayern is a way bigger team than Al Nassr, but you have Ronaldo. And where Ronaldo goes, the eyes go too.
100%. But also like he wasn't following the same form he had at Liverpool
Exactly.
with
Not even close.
Bayern. But it also like it comes down to like Bayern kind of like, you know, they tried replacing Lewandowski with Mane. One, Mane's not a striker, and two, Lewandowski's probably the top 2 strikers in the world, like form wise.
Yeah, it's obviously big shoes to fill, right?
But
So-
you gotta be real here, and you know what? The respect to Mane for trying to do it. I know injuries kind of caught up to him
Mhm.
there at the throughout the season, but
and there was some drama too
of course,
near the end, right?
Of course, you know, you still have to live with the pressure of trying to fill those shoes of being a solid player and having to win the league and trying to go for the Champions League and just being a powerhouse in Europe. And obviously Bayern didn't live up to their highest levels, their highest potential this season. Still winning the league, but like you said, barely. But I don't know. I think he needed a fresh start somewhere else to show that he still has that quality and he's still a top player in the world.
Okay, let's do one more. I have one for you guys now. Speed run. Milinkovic-Savic, a guy that is really young. I don't think he's hit his prime like potential yet, and a lot of clubs have wanted him in the past, like top quality clubs would take.
Him and Ruben Neves, I have the same idea of them. They had so much to give still that I don't rate the move. Okay, you took the money, but there's so much they could have achieved still. You know what I mean? Like I don't like it, but I respect it because they took the money.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's a weird one because I would have loved to see him play in the Prem, at least like 1 or 2 seasons, see how he would do. And I think you said like Ruben Neves and him going to Saudi. I think it's a slap in the face of Europe because you're losing 2 really really good promising guys. Like obviously Milinkovic-Savic is closer to his prime age, but like you're losing 2 world-class guys that could go play anywhere for a top-class team in Europe.
You're losing many, man. You lost Firmino. You lost.
Oh, for sure.
You like Brozovic. You lost. There's so many names right now that it's like
so
it doesn't end.
Yeah.
Ronaldo made the comment the other day. Europe has lost a lot of quality.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Is it true that they've lost a lot of quality?
Of course.
I don't think that they've lost a lot of quality because if you're going back to like Ronaldo, Messi prime eras and you're going to the teams they're playing against, there's not that many good players on each team. Now, if you go look at it, almost every team has like one really good star. You know what I mean? If we go back in the day, I'm like, who was Celta Vigo's star?
Yeah.
We're going to say Thiago Aspas. Like, they don't compare. Like, the stars.
The superstar era is gone. Like, there's no one-man show like, oh my God, I have to watch this team because Messi's playing. Or I have to watch this team because Ronaldo's playing.
Yeah.
I have to watch AC Milan because Kaká. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have those superstar players per se. It's more of like it's begun more of like a team oriented.
Yeah, it's for sure. You're
in a sense.
You're watching the club because it's your club and you love that club at this point.
Yeah.
You're not watching a club because that one player plays there realistically. Like there is, you could talk like you can't speak down on like guys like Neymar, Mbappe, and Haaland, but it's obviously they're respectively not at the same level as Messi and Ronaldo were in their prime.
All right, let's move on to another one because we have a couple more to go through. Jurriën Timber going from Ajax to Arsenal for 40 million euros. What do you guys think?
It's a rotational player.
I don't know.
To me, it's not like a big one. It's just a rotational player.
I don't know. I kind of feel like he has that same stigma towards him because he's not like a big center back or like a right back per se, like a Lisandro Martinez had like last season. Let's see if he can like have that same impact like Lisandro has, because people said Lisandro wouldn't pan out, and I think he had a fantastic season. So I want to reserve my judgment and see a little bit more about him, because obviously I have to say I don't watch the Dutch league too much, but I am more skeptical about him than I was for Lisandro, because I think that Timber's gonna, I don't know, I saw him playing right back in preseason, so if he has that role as a right back, I think there was other options they could have taken rather than signing Timber.
I say wasted talent, wasted move. Hot take, extremely hot take, but I think it's a wasted move for Jurriën Timber, and could be for Arsenal too. Obviously, it's a depth move.
Yeah, he's just gonna be a rotational player. I don't think he's starting. It's just to have more body so they can challenge for the league later on.
Yeah, no, for sure. They need that depth.
I think they realized that too late into the season to see that, hey, we need that depth.
And he's a great rotational player. You know what I mean? For rotation wise, he's a really good signing.
And you know what? Like a lot of Arsenal fans were saying last season that their title hopes were kind of gone starting from when Saliba got injured. So
yeah, for sure.
Let's say they had a player like Timber to come off the bench rather than like a Ben White. You're gonna have that
higher quality player.
We gotta see too. Prem's completely different. We gotta see
exactly.
It's hard to say.
Okay, let's move on. Let's skim over this one because we already kind of touched on it. Sadio Mane to Al Nassr, 30 million.
Well, we kind of already talked about it, but at the end of the day, it's...
I would have wanted to see him like one more year or something.
Yeah.
Just to see if he came out of that. Like, it was like a floppy season. I just wanted to see something else from him. Because
for sure.
him and like when he was on Liverpool, he was really good, man.
Oh, of course.
So I just wanted to see one more year, but hey, he took the bag.
That Liverpool team where he was on with Salah and Firmino played that explosive counterattack, old style football that everyone loved to watch. And kudos to them, they won the league.
And even Jota was scoring like crazy.
Oh yeah, buddy, that team was a team to watch. That every single game was exciting to watch. That Liverpool season, they won the league. And did they win the Champions League that year? I can't remember, but yeah, like that team was just absolutely phenomenal.
But you know what? I want to kind of play not sort of like a devil's advocate role, but like let me look at it from Al Nassr's perspective. That's a massive signing. Like I don't know, I've watched a little bit of Al Nassr already this season, and their wingers are absolute utter trash. So this is a massive signing for them. Obviously, another big name to play.
If Ronaldo keeps scoring headers, I don't think the wingers are that bad.
I know, realistically,
buddy, they're bad. Let's move on. Last transfer I want to talk about is one close to home, close to my heart, close to Ryan's heart. Richie Larea. His loan's gone from TFC, and he's gone to Vancouver Whitecaps.
Who the fuck cares?
What do you think about Richie Larea going to Vancouver? Because I got something to say.
Oh, here we go. Oh, what are we gonna say?
I've given up on TFC this year. You know, this is just like a dagger in the freaking chest, in the heart, in the end of the day. But you know what? I respect Richie. I respect him for what he's doing. He got a DP, probably a DP contract there. He's playing for a club that actually wants to win games. Seems like they have an identity growing on that club. And you know what? Kudos to him. He's still going to be playing quality football. And he's playing in Canada still, so repping Canada. So you know what? It just shows the direction one TFC's in, and secondly, the direction Vancouver's in. So TFC's just going to, you know, wake up somehow.
I have to say something.
Hold on. I just wanted to say, I remember before the MLS started, I was going to take a bet on Bernardeschi to be the top scorer in the MLS.
Let me tell you.
Thank God I didn't.
Let me say a little something to the TFC management.
Oh, God.
How dare you?
Here we go. I'm not involved in this.
How dare you not extend Richie Larea's loan?
Brother, he wanted a DP wage.
Find a way to make it. He's better than 99% of that team. The only player that I would take, like if you had every guy on a cut, you had to cut his contract. There's only one guy I wouldn't. You know what? He would actually be the last guy I cut. It would have been Bernardeschi over him, but ever since like a couple of like a month or two ago, Bernardeschi's gone to shit too. Yeah. So Richie Larea realistically played the best on this.
100%.
Realistically, Richie Larea was that bright spark. Midfield couldn't carry the ball. Richie Larea was bombing up that wing, making defensive plays, making offensive plays. Had to be the best player in the team, and for them to just let him go, that's a slap in the face.
Oh, man.
And for Richie Larea, congratulations, brother. I hope you have a successful time for Vancouver because you deserve it.
That's it.
That's my last.
Straight up. Straight up.
That's it.
And are we calling it a night or?
If you're talking about the fucking worst team in the world,
no. That's it. I have some rumors. Want to go over some rumors?
Up to you guys.
Rumors.
We're already like probably 45 minutes in.
Rumors. I heard a rumor about you in the 4th grade.
Romelu Lukaku going from Chelsea to Juve for 40 million.
Ew,
There's another one. Like, what is this? I don't understand. What are you guys doing?
Buddy.
What are they doing? I'll tell you what they're doing.
Here we go. I don't even want to hear your take. Get out of here.
Let me say something. Like, this is like something I kind of wanted to talk about.
Oh,
but
Jesus Christ.
like these guys that leave like their team that like fans adore him. The club loves him to go join a bitter rival of the club. From Inter to Juve, I get it. Yeah, he's a Chelsea player, Chelsea-owned player, but he was an Inter player for still multiple years as well.
But they didn't want to sign him.
They did. Inter wants him, but Chelsea is willing to put him in a deal for Vlahovic. That's the stuff that I heard. But like in the end, like Lukaku has to step in a sense and just
if that trade happens, they're on.
Brother,
oh my days,
brother! I'm a internazionale, and I'm not going to Juve. Straight up, I'm not going to Juve.
Have I seen you wear a Juventus jersey before?
Okay, yes, but I'm just saying.
I've seen him wear every single jersey. To be honest,
he's got a Napoli jersey. Besides the
And a
point.
Fiorentina, and a Roma, and a
Okay.
Sampdoria.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
We're good. Don't expose him too much.
buddy. But like in the end of the day, like I think it's just it's a weird rumor. I don't think Juve should go with it. Like,
You know what?
Vlahovic more time.
I have a different opinion than you. I think it's a good move for Lukaku.
Oh man, no.
Man, he's
Ah,
done.
no.
He's just starting. If he goes to Juventus, he's gonna start because
Dude.
Vlahovic is on his way out. They want money for him, and he's gonna start for them.
Dude. Okay, I don't know if you heard, but Nkunku just got hurt during preseason. I think you give Romelu Lukaku that chance.
Lukaku, let me
Give
pause. Let me
Lukaku
pause
the
you right
chance.
there.
Chelsea's problem was the
Nkunku-
finishing.
and
Have
Nkunku-
you seen Lukaku's finishing lately?
Let me tell you
Brother,
right now.
but still,
Let me
like,
tell you right
come
now.
on.
Nkunku is not a striker. They
They're
have
playing him. Oh yeah,
they have Nicholas Jackson and they have Armando Boya. So they have two strikers, and I've heard them in talks for other strikers as well. But they have those two young, promising strikers. So if I'm Chelsea, I think Chelsea's has gone down the route with their recent signings of the youth route, and they have a plan in place, and they're going to stick to it. Including Lukaku in that plans do not make sense to me. So I think him going to Juventus is not a bad signing for them.
I get it. No, I get it.
And you know what? It's like, I don't think he was that adored for Inter fans either.
He sucks.
No.
So he got roasted.
Let me talk about a real rumor here.
Okay, go.
You guys probably know who I'm going to talk about right now.
Let's see.
Let's talk about the best rumor we've heard recently. João Cancelo to Barcelona.
Oh, buddy, that's a solid one.
That is a great move.
Buddy, who does Barca have playing a right back right now?
Koundé.
Who's Koundé? He's a center back, brother.
No, a massive upgrade for Barcelona. Cancelo offers so many things, and he also has that versatility to play on the wing. He could play left back, and he's an actual fullback. Like, Koundé is so out of place playing at right back.
I read a couple articles about this, and because of the fee they're getting from
Dembele.
Dembele,
Yeah, and they're trying to get rid of Kesse.
exactly, I saw that they're in talks to also get Bernardo Silva.
Tantalizing.
Can you imagine that midfield?
Buddy, that's just insane.
You got Gavi, Pedri, and Bernardo Silva. I don't know who's playing the CDM role, but at that point, I'd just run a cam.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think they have the funds to sign both those guys.
If they get rid of Kessie, I think they do.
I
think they do.
don't think anyone's gonna pay a lot of money for Kesse
You can
unless he
still
goes to
get-
the Saudi league.
No. You can still get like 40, 50 mil for Kessie.
No one's paying 40-50 mil.
Yo,
for
yeah.
Kesse.
And
Who's paying 40-50 mil for
Brother,
Kesse?
Who's
you're
paying 55 million for Mateus Cunha?
Thank you. I was literally just about to say
No one's paying 50 million for Kesse.
that. Brother.
Wolves will pay 50 million.
Wolves will
for
go.
Kessie.
I literally
Like,
could see him being a straight swap for Ruben Neves. He could literally be that straight swap. Literally.
I don't know. I personally don't think that anyone's paying 50 to 40 million on that.
You know who would? You know which stupid team would probably do it? Sporting.
Sporting, Sporting, it barely has enough freaking, barely has enough money to tie
A
their shoes.
championship player for 25
This guy sold everybody. Now they went and sold their striker this week.
God.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christ.
All right, let's talk about another one. Yasko Gravio.
Yes, will Guardiol.
Gvardiol.
Guardiol.
Nacho. Okay, he's gone. This is not a rumor anymore. It's actually confirmed today by Fabrizio Romano.
Here we go.
90 million.
Okay, this one is a
World record signing for a center back.
it's a great move, but because of all the players Man City have, it just sucks because you'd want to see this guy start. You'd want to see Ruben Diaz and him start. You'd want to see Ruben Diaz and John Stones start. You want to see John Stones. Like, there's just so many possibilities. You have Ake, you have Akanji, you have too many center backs. That's why you have Laporte. You have 6 quality center backs right now, and they only play 3
Yeah.
because they got rid of their fullbacks, right? So they're just playing a 3 center back role. So they have full rotation at the back.
Exactly.
But it's how often are these guys going to play? That's why I like that move. But you have so much quality now. What are you even going to do?
I think realistically they do play John Stones, Ruben, and Guardiola together. But if I'm a City fan, like a true English Man City fan, you want to see John Stones playing every single week because he's one of your own. 1, 2, he's English.
General John Stones.
General.
Well, he's English, one of their own, I guess.
Yeah, but like let's be real, he's been there for like the past at least 6 years since he was like 20 years old or like 19. So like let's be real, like he's a solid player for them. They're proud of what he's become, and I don't know. I think that third guy in that trio there. So I don't know. I think Pep knows what he's doing with signing Gordon.
I'm gonna roll with.
Wait. And right there, ladies and gentlemen, you know when you're missing like 50 words to finish an essay and you just ramble on a bunch of bullshit? That's what Ryan just did.
I just see you guys look at each other and I'm just like, oh,
Okay,
God.
they have so many center backs. They have, like you said, Ake, Akanji, Laporte. Like, I think they're obviously gonna move on to at least one or two of them. Not maybe one or two of them. I think they're gonna get rid of Laporte. Like, if I'm Laporte, I gotta go, because you could tell Pep favored Ake and Akanji over Laporte.
Oh, 100%.
And now with the new signing, it's not looking good for him. I think he moves on.
Yeah.
But don't forget, he was one of the best center backs a couple seasons ago.
Oh, for sure.
So he still has that quality, and we'll see where that takes him. Let's do one more, or add another two more.
Minga.
One more, another one I want to talk about. Gonzalo Ramos, Benfica to PSG, 80 million.
Too much money.
Come on.
That's all I got. I'm just saying too much money on this
I don't
one. I'm
think
not
that's
even
too
rambling.
much money.
That's not
I don't
too
think that's
much
too much money for him. I think that's under too much money for him. I think they could have got more money for him, honestly.
You know what? Okay, for the league he's going to and the age, it's really good because he's not going to an extreme league where if he fucks up, he's going to get benched. He's in League One. He's facing baguettes every day. It's not that terrible of a move. He's actually going to be able to play.
Yeah.
So if he fucks up, he still has a second chance of continuing to play.
Exactly.
But am I a fan of him? No. What happens to Benfica strikers after they have a good season and they make a big move?
I don't know. I don't think.
What? You're saying Darwin Nunez
I
is
still
a
have.
terrible
I'm
striker?
telling you right now, Darwin Nunez is gonna have a good season.
Buddy,
this
Darwin,
season.
thank you.
He's still-
Head to head, who do you take? Take your Portuguese bias out of it.
Who is the head?
Who's better, Darwin or Gonzalo?
Yeah.
Darwin Nunez.
Darwin Nunez. 1,000%.
Darwin Nunez.
1,000%. I'll take Darwin.
I'll take
And you were
Darwin
saying that
every day of the
Gonzalo's
week.
price tag should have been higher.
Yeah, than 80. I think they could have got more for him.
They
Considering
probably
his age.
do. Honestly, they probably could have.
I think in this market you can get more for him.
Yeah.
This market is just, it doesn't even make no sense. So I mean, like 80 million for a young, promising striker. I mean, how much did they play for? How much did Manchester United play for Rasmus Højlund, who just started playing 6 months ago?
He just started playing football 6 months ago.
I mean, like who just started playing in the starting lineup 6 months ago?
This guy's 3 years old.
This guy
He just ran with the ball for the first time in his life.
Project Mbappe.
You know what? I let you slide with your John Stones comment. You come from my head. Next episode, he's dead.
Oh, you ran there. Cut in the hat.
Ooh, hiccup.
Anyway, I still think they could have got more for maybe like 5 or 10 million more for Gonzalo Ramos. But you know what?
Yeah.
Whatever. Let him go. I heard Benfica signing or getting the rights.
Jimenez. I heard Santiago Jimenez from PSV.
I heard that Uruguayan guy. I can't say his name.
That's
There's
the-
a P.
I know what you're talking about.
Picciaretti or
They're
there's
getting
fucking really long
they're
name.
getting the rights to buy him
Yeah.
in another year or so, and he's a 17-year-old prospect from the Argentinian league.
Oh, did you guys see who Sporting bought?
No one.
You guys bought someone?
No, we didn't.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he fell for
Too
it.
good to be true, brother. Too good to be true.
Stupid.
Oh, God. But yeah, I don't know. You have anything else there, brother?
But what I really wanted to ask everyone, and Andrew made me take it out. Salah, Hazard, who are you taking in their primes? Ryan, we'll start with you,
I'm still taking
Mr.
Hazard.
Ramblus.
I'm still taking
Rasmus.
Hazard.
I'm taking the Garden of Eden.
I'm taking Mohamed Salah.
Here we go.
Of course you are.
Mohamed Salah, the Prince of Egypt. Come on, all the goals he scored.
Still no.
I'm gonna have to take
taking
him over
I'm taking
Hazard.
I'm taking Hazard.
I'm taking
I'm
gonna
taking
have
Hazard.
to take Salah. The production you can't compare. I know Hazard is one of those guys where you can't take his production into full consideration because you have that eye test. But Mohamed Salah, what he's accomplished for Liverpool, I have to take.
But we're not taking like actual accomplishments. We're taking their prime.
Yeah, and I'm taking Salah in his prime because in his prime, he was one of the best players in the world.
So
And I'm
Hazard.
taking him over Hazard.
So was Hazard.
Hazard.
That's why he got offered to go to
Hazard?
Real.
If
Brother.
I have to take one over the other, direct winger for winger, I'm taking Salah.
Brother,
I think we need like a little hammer. So when you say something, I can just bop you.
literally.
Salah was
Okay.
an exceptional player,
Okay.
and I think you guys are underrating his.
We're
what
not
he's done.
underrating him. I'm just saying, like, I'm saying realistically, Hazard was a better player, like, in general, than Salah.
I don't
Prime
think.
one.
I don't think so. I think Salah's better than Hazard. But you let us know in the comments down below. Until next week, it's been nice. Ciao for now.
Later.
Doses.
I'ma be real, I don't know either. 2 girls on my line and they fine line wine, but bro, I don't know either. Got one from the west and it's blessed. She love playing Simon Says, my keeper. Keep a lookout for the opposition. Big Rambo, newest edition. And the ends be filled with blue and red. They got clips, shooting like pistons. See when times in the ends get rough. Pick up a pack, homie, just move.